Let's do a commission with me. Today, I'm super excited to take you through my entire chibiart commission process from start to finish. Whether you are an inspiring artist or just curious about how it's done, this video is for you. My creative process usually consists of 8 stages: receiving the order, planning and sketching, clean line art, coloring, final touch, delivery, revision if any, and payment. But for this step, it varies and depends on where do I receive the order. It can be in the start or end of the process. For your information, I receive commission through my personal Instagram and also Fiverr. I draw chibi art of anime, game, comic, or cartoon characters that mostly the client make it into a keychain, stickers, their Twitch persona, as a present or even for their personal use only. But I am open to any other requests, so if you are interested, just hit me up. First up, receiving the commission. I always recommend my prospective client to message me first before putting their order, so I can take a grasp of what they want and decide whether I am able to work on their request or not. When a client reaches out to me, they usually provide details about what they want. This includes character description, reference, and any specific request they might have. I usually ask for 7 things: their facial expression, pose, outfit, hairstyle, the character head orientation, whether it's turning front, left, or right, color, and what are you gonna do with the order, whether it's for commercial use or personal use. I'll make sure to ask questions if anything is unclear and confirm the commission details before moving forward. So today, I received a commission of Hosho Marine from Hololive. This was commissioned by Ram92. This person wanted for a keychain with a white outline and with the pose, expression, and angle up to me. Next is planning and sketching phase. Since I am a finger and smartphone user, sometimes it is hard for me to make the drawing's composition balance in a small screen, so I needed to scan my raw sketch first and then make a digital sketch out of it. I started by brainstorming the design based on the client description and requirements. Then, I created a raw sketch using paper and pencil to capture the basic idea. Tips for artists out there. Based on my experience, I usually share the raw sketch with the clients to get their feedback and make any necessary adjustment before moving on. It really helps me to avoid major revision in the future. This process also important to build trust with the client by giving a progress shot. Once the sketch is approved, it is time for line art. I carefully outline the sketch to create clean, crisp lines. This is where the character really starts to come to life. I also divided the line art into 5 layers: hair line art, skin line art that include head, hands, and legs, face line arts which includes eye, eyebrow, nose, and mouth, outfit line art, and props if there's any. It is important to separate the layers since I'm gonna color the line in the final process. For the eye, I block the inside of the eye straight away during this process. After inking, I move on to coloring. I choose a color palette based on the client preference and the character design. I usually start the process by coloring the base color and then shadow, gradation, then highlight and effect. And just like the line art process, I also separate the layer according to the part I'm coloring. I like to add shadings and highlights to give the chibi more depth and dimension. In the skin highlight and effect layer, I give a blush for the cheek, elbow, and knee using the airbrush, and then proceed with the solid brush for highlight and the blushing stroke. I like to add an oval highlight on the cheek to give an extra glossy and plumpiness. For the eyes, I start by coloring a darker shade of the intended eye color. Then, I add this reflection part with the eye color. And in a new layer, I use a darker shade from the base to add pupils and outline in the eyes. And lastly, in a new layer, set to add effect, I added highlight in the same color of the eye below the pupil and also white highlight above the pupil. Even though colorings bring the character to life, coloring is one of my least favorite parts because it is the most time-consuming process. With the coloring done, it is time for the final touch. I add any last-minute details, coloring the line art of each part with a darker shade of their base color, make a thicker outline if necessary, make sure everything looks cohesive and in accordance with the client requirements. Once I'm happy with the piece, I share it with the client for their final approval and do a final review to catch any mistakes. If there's any revision, then I will work on it as soon as I can so it will be still in the period of the due delivery time. When delivering the finished artwork, I send the one with watermark first. If they approve the order, which means there is no revision needed, I send the higher resolution file to the client along with a thank you message and an additional files they might need. Now, for the payment process, if I accept the order through Fiverr, the payment will be in the very first process, which is when someone's putting an order in my page, and the payment will be disbursed around 20 days after the order were accepted by the client. Other than a long disburse time, Fiverr also took around 20% of the total income from the order, including the tip money from the client. So, I shifted to my social media to accept commission. And if I accept the order from Instagram, there will be two stages of payment. The first one will be a 50% payment when I send the sketch and the client approves, and the half for the finished, high-resolution file. I use PayPal for transaction from both methods. And that's it! That's my entire chibiart commission process from start to finish. I hope you found this video helpful and insightful. If you have any question or want to see more behind the scenes content, then let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more art videos. Thanks for watching and I see you next time.